Summer Shamblin here. Welcome back to another episode of Summertime. Today I am making paratha to go with my grandma's chicken curry. So the ingredients I'll need for this recipe are flour, baking powder, and oil. Super simple. Oh, I'm sorry, and water. You'll need water too. Super simple, so let's get started. I'm gonna measure out 4 cups of flour into my measuring cup. Okay, I want to make sure that's 4 cups exactly because you guys know that when you're baking or using anything with flour, you have to be super precise. So I'm going to go ahead and add this into my bowl. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm going to mix it up with my hands. Guys, I washed my hands. Please remember to wash your hands before doing this recipe. And actually, before I put my hands in there, I'm just going to fill this up with some water. You probably won't need all of it, but I'm just going to put a lot in here and just eyeball it as I go. With this recipe, it's all about knowing the consistency that your dough needs to be. So I'm going to start by mixing this up with my hands. Make sure it's well combined. Just like that. I'm going to start adding my water. Very slowly. You don't want to add too much. You can always add too little and add more, you know? You want to squeeze it, you want to feel it, you want to get it off the sides. You're going to make sure everything is getting well incorporated. You want your dough to be a little bit sticky, just so you can pull everything off the side. And then we're going to add a little bit more flour to bring it back together. I'm almost there. Okay. I'm just feeling it, I'm testing it, I'm squeezing it, making sure that it's a good consistency that I can work with. And add a little bit more water over here. There we go. It's getting very wet right now. Super sticky. This is just where I want it to be. Yep. Okay, so right now I'm at this like pretty wet, sticky consistency, which is like perfect because now I'm able to just pull all the dough off the sides, grab it into the middle, squeeze it, feel the texture. And there's no flour lumps, no baking powder. You can feel everything all put together. So now that I have that with my clean hand, I'm gonna add a little bit more flour just to pull everything together until I have like a nice dough. If you guys have ever made like pie crust or like bread dough, it should feel a little bit like that, but a little more gummy. This is a really crazy arm workout, guys. It's like, whew, pretty good. I'm gonna add a tad more flour, just a little bit, very small amount. Yeah, that should be good. As you can see, there's not a lot of flour, no water, no wetness at the bottom of the bowl. It's pretty well incorporated. And I also clean my counter surface before starting this because I'm going to roll this dough out onto the counter. Okay, this is perfect. I have this straight edge cutter right here that I can easily cut small slices of dough with. On the bottom of my counter, I'm just going to sprinkle some flour, just a little bit down. Push everything to the side. I'm going to get my dough. I'm going to knead my dough a little bit, just until it's a little more put together. Not too rough though, you don't want your dough to get too hard. So that should be good. If you poke it and it kind of has like a little bit of a spring, that's where you want it to be. Almost like a gelatinous feel, but not like quite all the way there, if that makes sense. I'm gonna roll this into a nice, long cylinder, almost. Make it a little bit thicker. always adjust the size that your dough needs to be, just to make sure it's the right size. I'm trying to get it into the right ball size because you don't want it to be too small, but you also don't want it to be too big that it can't fit in your pan. Oh, it's not working, guys. Okay. This should be good right about here. Now I'm going to just start cutting little slices out. Okay, this one's a little bit small, so I'm just going to add it to this one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have about 6 balls right here. And I'm going to get a rolling pin, just like this. Lay a little more flour down, just in case there's a little bit of stickage. And I'm just going to roll out. Ooh, those are a little bit sticky. I'm going to get some more flour and put it on my rolling pin. There we go. I'm going to try to roll it into a cylinder form as much as I can. I'm sorry, not a cylinder, into a circle as much as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to go back into a ball anyway. But you just want to get it thin enough, like so. This is about good. Now I'm going to get a little bit of oil. And I'm just going to rub it on like this. Right in the middle. And then I'm going to get a little bit of flour. Put it on top. And then with this part again, I'm going to cut about here. And I'm just going to roll. And I'm going to put my finger in the middle. Fold it over. This. Now you have a ball like this. I'm going to put some flour onto a cutting board over here. And I'm going to lay that there. And I'm going to repeat this process with the rest of my dough. And I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, I'm back. I finished rolling out all my doughs. I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap and let it sit here for about 15 minutes just to give the dough a little time to get a little bit more puffy. And the reason that I rolled it out, added oil, and cut it and rolled it again is because with paratha, you want those layers of skin so that when I get my clean rag and clap it once it's fresh out the pan, it's gonna have all those layers and little pockets that you can soak up that curry sauce with. It's just gonna be so good, guys. So let's check back in 15 minutes, see what this dough is looking like, and start cooking it in the pan. So yeah, bye. Okay guys, so I'm back. It's been 15 minutes. I put some flour on the counter. I got my pan preheating. I got this beautiful ball of dough. Just gonna spread this out right here. And we're gonna roll. This time you wanna get it pretty round. That was my grandma, guys, it's okay. I want to roll it not too big because this pan isn't as big as I thought it was. Now we're going to come over to the stove. Follow me, follow me. And we got our pan preheating right here. We're going to add a little bit of oil. And then we're going to get a paper towel. And we're going to just spread it around. Feeling if it's hot. We're going to let that continue to preheat over here. And I get my flour. Brush a little more on top. And then I'm going to put the side that does not have the flour on it down like this. And guys, it's a little thick right now, but once I clap it, it's going to be perfect. And I have a clean rag here that I'm going to clap it with. And I'm going to get a plate. Get some towel just to place it on top after it comes out. Just like that. I'm going to get spatula like this. Just watch it. This one's pretty thick. The next one we're gonna go thinner for sure. The first roti is almost like your very first pancake, you know? It's like, you never know if the pan's hot enough, so that one pancake comes out a little wonky. So this is like my tester roti, to get it up to temperature. Almost ready. Oh, you see that right there? That's what we're looking for. This little brown corner right here. Oh yeah, that's what we want. You see the flakes? Beautiful. I'm moving it a lot, guys, because I don't want it to get too brown. But you want to watch it, and you see how it's not sticking to the pan? I oiled it perfectly. There's no stick. And the top is getting this beautiful flake popping up from underneath heat. Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We're gonna let that get a little brown. The thinner it is, the more it puffs up. This one probably won't puff up that much, but that's fine because once we clap it, it's still gonna have all those beautiful flakes. So I'm gonna come back to you guys once this one is ready to come off the stove. Okay guys, so I flipped it over again. This is the side that I just had flipped over. It's pretty brown. I'm just gonna get a little more brown on this side. Turn my fire down a little bit because I'm getting ready to take it off the stove. I don't want it to get too hot. Grab my plate. I'm actually going to turn this off because it is getting pretty hot. And I just want to show you this one and how you clap it a little bit. So just like this. You see it nice and flaky right here. Beautiful. This part, very tricky. This is very hot. I'm actually very scared to do this. I'm gonna clap it up like this. See all those flakes coming off? Okay guys, this right here, one complete roti. I'm gonna clap it a little bit more. I like it a little more flaky than this. It's a little messy of a project, but it's worth it in the end. Oh my God, look at that. Look how beautiful, guys. All these flakes. I'm gonna try a little piece of it right now. This with that curry sauce, soaking up all that sauce. Guys, this is about to be so good. I'm gonna come back to you when all of these are done. I'll be back. Okay guys, so our roti is now finished, our paratha is now finished. It got a little crazy in here with the clapping, but it looks really good. You see all the oil, all the pockets, all the flakes, it's beautiful. And if you come over here, you'll see Grandma's chicken curry that we're gonna dip it in. That paratha is gonna soak up all that sauce, it's gonna be incredible. And yeah guys, that's this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time on Summertime. Bye!